Hey, 9 o'clock here in the Philippines. Anybody home? Okay, we'll see if anybody comes on. And if so, I'll give you an update. 4 people. Here. Shower head. So we'll wait for a few people to come on, and then we will chicka. Good morning, Darren. 5 by 5. China Dave, don't try to fool me. What's going on, man? How's Vegas treating you? Let me get rid of this advertisement for. Good morning, handsome. What is up? Well, I wanted to bring you guys up to speed. Hey, what's going on in Delaware? Casino. I had a lot of friends working at casinos when I lived in Vegas. Good morning from England. Nice to see you too, boss. This really couldn't be live, no way. I always do these at the last minute. I'll say hi to everybody here for a minute. And thanks, man. So my new phone, they said, is going to get delivered today. Did I ever go to any events or races at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway? No, I never did. But the owner of the dealership I worked at had box seats. Good morning, sir. Hello. On Sahara? Did I ever work on Sahara? 88, 89 I did. I was on Decatur. We are doing good, Ed Jolly. We got a busy morning, so we thought we'd do this and then start our morning. And Paul, your friend that went to the hospital recently, how did they admit him with high urgency? Well, there's no high urgency about it whatsoever. That's the first thing I'll let you in on. And then, you know what? I think you're talking about Jason. And he, what did he do? I can't remember. It cost, I don't know, I guess his wife had some money, or he had some money, maybe 10,000 or something pesos to get in. Greetings from Florida. How are you guys? Oh, yeah. My latest video is dating disasters. I got a million of those stories. I'm going to do like a part 2 and a part 3 and a part 4 because I got so many disasters. And I enjoy doing it with Mark. Just because instead of me sitting on the couch, bibbly-babbling away, it was more fun, and we wanted to just try something different, a little different format, just to keep it interesting, primarily for us. And we like working together. And I said, it'd be interesting if we just go in blind, and we'll make it dating disasters. But you ask me questions, and he's really, really super good with follow-up and input. And then shutting up, and I'll talk, and then he responds. And I just think it's a neat format. So we're not going to do it all the time, but we're going to do it when we can. That's getting squirrely. So anyway, I don't know if the internet's going to hang in there today, kids. But what I wanted to do, speaking of Mark, was the last time I did a live stream was to let you guys know that his channel had gotten hijacked and taken down. And it was due to no fault of his own, other than he opened up a file that he should not have opened. And someone just put spyware on his computer. So he had to have his whole computer wiped. He did that the other day. he wrote to Google. We went on, what do you call it, Twitter, and complained there. And long story short, he got his channel back. And so the videos are still there. However, the drag of the whole thing, where he's being, I think, unfairly penalized, is that it's as if he's had no views. So it's kind of like starting all over again. And so what I thought was an idea, I don't know if he's going to take me up on it, is I said, well, you can take your old videos that did really well and you can retitle them and then repost them. But I don't know if that would work or not. So, but I wanted to let you guys know that he did get his channel back. That was the primary thing. And then the dating disaster video that I did an experiment on that as far as release time. And him and I were chatting about that today too. And then later on at about, let's see, it's 9 o'clock. I think about 10:30, May and I are bugging out because she's got, we're going to do an interview with my friend John's girlfriend. And they met online, and it's a little story we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to do it on my channel or her channel. So anyway, we've got a full day planned. 6 p.m. Loving it. Yeah, you know, this is a different time that hey, Jim. This is a different time that I normally go on. Usually what happens when I go live is because I can't sleep, or I slept like all day for whatever reason, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I got nothing to do, so I go live. And this has been a normal day. I woke up at 6, you know, I did my thing, and released a video the night before. May released a video that's doing really well. And I basically just wanted to kind of give you guys the update on Mark. And then there was something else I wanted to tell you, but I can't remember what the hell it was. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Digital Maria. My new little phone's going to come supposedly today, which means tomorrow or the next day, from Amazon. And I bought this tripod that has Bluetooth on it, so you can remotely start your video and stop your video without having to reach and go like that to turn it off, which works for me because, as you know, I usually just park my fat ass on the couch and talk to you guys, or tell a story, or whatever, do an interview, stuff like that. And so with my camera that I have now, my little Vivo, I couldn't use my Bluetooth microphones because the processor on it's so weak. And then last night when we filmed the dating disaster video, Mark and I, we were using it and the camera kept shutting off after about 2 minutes. It couldn't handle the little tripod Bluetooth. So I'm really happy that my phone's coming. It's a Samsung S21 Ultra, and it's got a super strong Snapdragon processor. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to it being just easier to use, clearer picture. Hopefully I can set the camera a lot farther away. One of my ideas is to do like a round table discussion with 3 or 4 guys. And I got 4 microphones now that are Bluetooth, and give everybody a microphone and be able to remotely control it. And then I thought it would be fun just to have 4 guys sitting around shooting the breeze about life. And I just think it would be fun to watch, you know, and fun to do. Yes, I am the old dude, Mr. Big Ups. Nice picture. That's funny. How you doing, Robert? Claude James, hey. Yeah, that's a good question. I decided against it. I don't want to charge people for stuff. It's just weird. It just goes against my grain. And I'm also not to me, it's kind of one of those elitist things, like a country club where I'm allowed in because I'm rich and you're not allowed in because you're not. And I don't like that. I don't like economic separation, if you know what I mean. I think that's the biggest bigotry that there is in the world right now is economics, not color or creed or religion. I think it's economics is what divides people. I just think that's the biggest form of racism, and I don't want to play that game. So, like I said, if I could just do it for a penny, I would. But what I would do is, if I wasn't so lazy, I'd start another channel, call it something like Raw Dog, and it would be something totally different than what I'm doing now. It would be, it would go on to topics that are, make Google really mad. Hey, David, good to see you, brother. It's always good to see you, my friend Dave. Oh, yeah. She can't get rid of me. I don't know. I don't think so. There's no flights leaving Dumaguete. In fact, Dumaguete is on restriction right now. No, I'm lying to you. Valencia is on restriction right now because there were 10 COVID cases reported this week. So if you want to go from Dumaguete to Valencia, you have to go through a checkpoint and you have to prove that you live here or that you have urgent business like medical supplies or food delivery or something like that. So, just more fun. This COVID thing, they're making too much money on COVID to let it go. Good morning from Vermont. Well, right on. Thank you very much, brother. You're right. Old Dude Rock. Ottawa, Canada. Canada, my favorite fishing hole. How often brownouts? I'm thinking of retiring. Well, so it's today. What the hell is today? What's today? Is today Saturday, May? Baby? Saturday?
Yeah.
When do we have a brownout? We had an all-day brownout last Sunday. We had a brownout this morning for about 5 minutes. They just come and they go. So, how often brown? It depends also on where you live. From what I understand, Cebu doesn't have any brownouts. Or you can rent an apartment that's got a generator that just automatically kicks on. And you wouldn't be affected by that. Yes, stay hydrated. That's correct, especially if you hit the like button. Remember, if you're going to hit the like button on this video, you need to bend over at the hips, bend at the knees, and push the button. It's going to be very straight, very strenuous, very tough on your body. And always, always hydrate after hitting the like button or the not like button. Do you find it hard to trust locals because of things like your dating disaster story, or is that rare? It's not rare. And right now, I trust locals, but it's the old, what is it, Ronald Reagan said, trust but verify. And so what happened to me there was it was a cool recant because it went all the way back to when I was new. And for me, there was just that deer in the headlights look. I mean, I was just easy. I was an easy target. And I had that look about me, touristy, confused, didn't understand the money yet, didn't understand the vibe, didn't understand anything. And I'm still confused. But right now, it's really easy for me to, God forbid something would happen to me tomorrow and I was suddenly single. Not that I would be looking for anybody, but if that was to be the case, say a year later or whatever the time frame was, it would be a whole different outcome. But you learn by making your mistakes. And I don't see anything that I did as a failure because it actually turned into a really funny story. And the good news is I didn't get damaged by it. I didn't get monetarily crushed by it. I've met guys here that have gone through their life savings in months, just, because they're lonely, they're vulnerable, and they're all the above. Where I'm blessed and fortunate in that I like myself. I can hang out by myself all day and be entertained. In fact, I just crack myself up sometimes. Just sitting by myself, I just start laughing because I think of something, or I hear something, or just a funny scenario comes into my head. So I have zero problem with being alone. I like the serenity of it. G'day, Paul. My heart is heavy because my blessed Filipina is still geographically just doing a trusted immigration agency to navigate there. Yeah. There's a number of guys that have wiggled in here. There's been little windows, but I'm with you. In fact, there's going to be a young lady that we talked to today in a few hours. We're bugging out of here. And my friend is her boyfriend, and they're having a long distance relationship, and she happens to live here. And I got to find out the whole story on that, how they met. But that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. I have a passport. Do I need a visa? You get your visa on arrival. You don't have to do anything prior to coming here. In other words, like Vietnam, you got to fill out these forms and stuff. Prior to going out, you have to get a letter of invitation, but here you don't need any of that stuff. How much in savings do I have? Not enough. Thanks for asking. How about you? Funny, I just realized you don't know me. I assume you do since I've watched your videos. Now I know you, and I'm glad I do. Wish I could grow a beard like that. What's up? All I get is this scraggly crap. I can grow a goatee, but I can't grow in here. Nothing. Or sideburns. I can never grow sideburns. That was a big problem for me back in the day. I wanted sideburns. I wanted to look like, what's his name? Greetings from Colorado. Nice to see you, Kat. I always like it when a female's on the channel. I think it's healthy. Good morning to you, Dennis. Oh, the like button, the ever important like button. That does help the algorithm. It's been a weird month. It's been a weird month for me and Mark as far as trying to figure out what our channels are doing. And I do it as a hobby. And so to me, I like to do experiments and jack around with it and try different stuff. And if it fails, it's like, okay, that's cool. I learned something from it. I had a really interesting dynamic happen. I'll share with you about YouTube. I interviewed May's sister, Riza, back on my birthday in February. Got 60,000 views. It was just, and I did most of the talking because she was really shy about it. Okay. And got like 300 or 400 subscribers just from that one little video that we did when we were at a resort. Fast forward a month or whatever it was, and I did an interview behind the scenes with May and her sister. And like 20 people unsubscribed. And then, that's weird. And so anyway, moved on with my world and did some more videos. And then I did it again. I said, let's just see what happens here. So I put May and her sister and our neighbor on the couch, and we just shot the breeze. And it was nothing. I looked at the video. The video was, it was fine. It was entertaining. The girls were funny. They were cute, and lost more subscribers. So isn't that interesting? I still don't know how to process that information. I don't know. It's just, to me, that's kind of, and I'll do it again. I want to see if I can get some more people to bail out. Oh my God. Hello, Exotic Life Hacks. Right on. Let's see. About helping Mark with that, we all at Mark's channel and let the videos run back to back on that. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things. I'd love to help the guy. He's a super good friend and just a fun guy to hang out with. He's very level-headed. He's like me. We don't hold grudges. I don't know. But it just seems weird to me that he would get his channel hacked, no fault of his own. Google restored it, but he gets punished where it's like he has to start all over again. I guess that's just part of the system. I don't know. Good morning. Good morning to you, Jamie. Good morning in Seattle. Wombats make poop shaped in the form of a cube. That's useful information. If I'm ever on a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and they ask that question, now I'm ready. Good morning. I think the other thing you forgot to tell us you were going to say is you're going to get May in a bikini before you head off. No, she's not going to be in a bikini. Oh, you got the same phone, I'm assuming. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it, man, because I like this Bluetooth stuff. I love the idea of not having to hook up. Like I got a microphone in front of me here that's plugged into the computer. This is a computer deal that I'm doing, not a phone, the StreamYard. But I'm really looking forward to going wireless for one thing. And then I've got this whiz-bang gimbal that we've never figured out. But I think that was giving me issues because neither one of our processors were strong enough to really operate it. Like I'd hit the zoom button and it would just sort of like zoom like this, you know, it wasn't smooth. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to a little better quality. We're getting married next weekend. Well, God bless you. To those fish? Good on you. Congratulations, buddy. I have Zoom. I've never used it. I set it up one time. I was going to do some, what do you call it? I was going to try to do some like long distance videos with different people and use Zoom. And I just found, I just never got, I don't know. I just never did it. Well, thank you for coming in. Tim the Tool Man. Hey, Danny. Have you gotten vaccinated or plan to? I got my second shot of Pfizer next Tuesday. I'm kind of nervous because of neuro history. I haven't seen an offer for a vaccine out here. And then now I'm hearing, of course, I get my news like 2 days behind. You guys are much better informed than I am as to what's going on over there. I'm hearing there's blood clots or something scaring people. Johnson & Johnson either has a problem with their vaccine or they've got a production problem or both. So this thing's going to drag out for a long ass time. There's just too much money being made. Let's see, Ernie bought car dealer in Boston with 2.5. Wow. Good for Ernie. Good morning. We heard him from second COVID shot to us and connected with the friend. Ready to travel. Might have hit. Yeah, go somewhere, Stephen. You know, hang out, relax. Mexico's wide open from what I understand. A lot of guys over there. My friend got into Thailand. He had to do a quarantine, but if I had to do a quarantine, it would be Thailand. We're really chomping at the bit to do some traveling too. I got to tell you. Good morning. I hope it's all good. It is good, buddy. How are you, Jimmy? All my Vegas friends. You know, when I go to Vegas, I was going to go in March, and you know what happened there. So when I eventually do go, which will probably be next year, I hope to meet with you guys in Vegas. Maybe we can set up a rendezvous kind of thing where we all just kind of get together and can vlog it. That's an idea. I just thought of that. I could set up the old camera and I could sit with some of my viewers and we could shoot the breeze at a coffee shop or something. Good morning from Cape Cod. They didn't have Jolly Bees, Kat, when I was in Vegas. They're there now, from what I understand. Or maybe they were there and I didn't see them, but I don't remember, but I understand they're there now, or they're in America now. And I'll bet you the menu is totally different. I don't think you'll get one of the hamburgers they offer here in the States. Yeah, get out and do it. Shout out to Mark. God bless Mark. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this stream, really, is my primary motivation was to say hi, of course, and also to let you guys know that he's up and running. So go over there and support him, will you? Not where I'm at. There's no vaccine talk. There's checkpoints and there's shutdowns, and there's reactions. What's the deal with taxes? We're going to in double taxation. Thanks, Paul. There is no double taxation. I pay my taxes in the States on any income, and May pays taxes here in the Philippines. Well, thank you, Jill. It's nice to see you. What people use for brownouts is generators. There are solar stuff around here a little bit, but I don't know of that combination ever being used. Maybe it is. But generators, you can buy a generator. And May and I actually want to move into a house. We want to expand. We want to get a 2-bedroom. We like more privacy. Neighbors are great and all that good stuff. But we really want to get a house because she wants to get a garden going. And there's some stuff that I want to do. But looking, brutal. Oh, does it? See, I heard that one of the vloggers was saying, hey, there's never any brownouts in Cebu. But now you're telling me that's not true. See? But it was on the internet. You mean it wasn't true? High-speed boat from Duma to Cebu, and how long is the ride? There's no such thing as a high-speed boat. I've never taken the trip via ferry to Cebu, but I think it goes to CDO and then it goes to Cebu, and I think it's an overnighter. I think it's 12 hours. I've never done it. I've taken buses and planes to Cebu, but never the ferry. So, and I probably never will. Yeah, I do know a place to rent. And right now, they're pretty inexpensive. I think my neighbor is paying 3,000 or 4,000 pesos a month. I remember I was paying 4,000 or 5,000 when I first got here. So that would be your answer. 3,000 to 5,000, depending on who you talk to. But if you came out here, I know a place. I know a guy that knows a guy. He's got his channel back. Thank you, Peggy. Yeah, that was part of the reason I did this live stream, was to kind of make that announcement. Because May and I got to leave in about an hour or so. Let's see, how many cigarettes a day do I smoke? About a pack. Your dating story was good and helpful. Yeah, that was just from the hip. I'd like to do about 4 or 5 more of those, like part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got some really just funny stories, and you can't make this stuff up, I'm telling you. And the problem is, in doing that, I have to be really cautious because I don't want to call anybody out. You know what I mean? Somebody local hears a story, they might be able to figure it out. But that was 4 years ago. That was a long time ago. And there's so many stories behind the story and behind the story that I could get into. So I would like to do more of those. I just think they're funny, and I don't know if they're informative or not. But it was. I think it's funny when things go wrong, and I have this new, not new. I have this thing. It's acceptance. I've come to accept one fact out here, is that the first time I go to do anything, it's not going to go right. And it usually doesn't. And it's just like, okay, well, we got that out of the way. And then I try again tomorrow and it works. because I had to fix this, or I did that wrong, or I went to the wrong place, and or they were closed, that stuff. Good morning. How was the rental market after the trial? Well, that's an interesting question, because right now the rental market is, I would think, here I go thinking again, it would be really simple for me and May to go out and find a new place, because more guys have left and none have come in. So you got to figure there's vacancies up the ass, right? But we saw a sign yesterday, 2-bedroom apartment for rent at this address, and May took a picture of it and she called the people. Well, guess what? It wasn't because we drove up and down the street, and it wasn't at that address. And I mean, it's just stuff like that makes you nuts. Word of mouth, so I put the word of mouth out there that I'm looking for a place. And sure enough, someone will come along, hopefully, and say, I know a place for you. Can I ask you how old you is and how old is baby May? I am 66 years old and baby May is 35 years old. What is the deal with taxes? Okay, we already answered that. California is getting stupid. 2 masks and face shield. That is the law enforcement agency is being off the hook. California's got to be the most brutal, right? I don't want to go political, but that governor is just a dork. Hey, Paul. You and my dad, Paul, been watching your videos. Love your input on living there. Our family might move from Florida to Dumagetti, hopefully this year. Any input on landlords or retail agents? Thanks, and keep up the good work. Yeah, if I just explained that it's really tough to find a place. This place where I live now is filled. And I think 2 or 3 of the units got filled just from me doing a video on them. But that being said, there are rental agents, but thank you for the donation, by the way. There are rental agents, but they're only as good as, you don't have to go through 5. I mean, I contacted one, said, this is what I wanted to do. She said, great, I'll help you. It was around Valentine's Day, and she never got back to me. But another guy was glowing about her. So we're going to keep trying. We're just going to keep on keeping on. But in order to give you an easy way to do it, there really is no easy way. There is no Craigslist. There are real estate agents, and a lot of times they're not even real estate agents. They're just guys that want to get a commission, which is fine. I'm willing to pay somebody to go find me a place, but May and I have driven around, and to me it just gets frustrating because you're looking for signs, and a place might be for rent and been sitting there for 3 months, and there's no sign, and maybe they put it in the like Bid for Me, which is one of those sites, that you can do one of these forum deals out here, but they won't give you directions. They don't have a phone number. They don't tell you the price. It's just unprofessional. So you just got to roll with it. Finding an apartment can be a chore, and most guys just, like I found this place because of Mark. He took me up here. Giving Martin good judgment comes from experience. Well, that comes from poor judgment. Oh, thank you, Ed. We appreciate that very much, buddy. If and when that stupid COVID thing will finally be over, people do you think will visit or retire in the Philippines? I know a lot of guys that are chomping to get over here. A lot of guys are communicating with women. A lot of guys are like me. They're just retired now. They've sold their house. They've decided they don't want to stay in whatever country they're in. They don't like the dynamics, A lot of hate going on, a lot of dissension going on, a lot of riots. If what I'm seeing on TV is true, I don't know, That's just it. I never know what the news really is. Depends on who's reporting it, right? And what they want you to believe. But that being said, I would, going back to the rental, I would look at rental prices skyrocketing once the flood, if you want to call it that, comes in. Like right now, you can go to Cebu and get a $600 condo for $400. And that's great. And if you sign a 3-year lease, you're locked in for that amount of time at that amount of money. But you watch when it starts, it's supply and demand, right? Supply and demand. So as people start to come in here, rents will go up. I am. Thank you, Stephen. We do our best. I don't. I've never been a big sports guy. I've never been a team guy. I've not been a gang guy, a group guy. I've always been kind of not a lone wolf or anything like that, but I played golf. I like golf because it was all on me, and I didn't have to rely on anybody else. They didn't have to rely on me. So I don't know. Good morning. Rena's dreams and lifestyle. So Rena, what are your dreams and what is your lifestyle? Do tell. Yeah, I love Baby May's smile. She's always got a smile on her face, except when she's grumpy. Well, that's okay. It's strenuous to try to do that. I used to do Al Pacino. I used to do a pretty good Al Pacino. I haven't tried that in a while. Good morning and good afternoon from Hawaii. Hawaii, there's a place I always wanted to go. Never did. Thank you for getting positive vibes. Yeah, Dumagetti's cool. Hey, the end all of end alls. For me, it's a good fit. It's May and I, despite or in spite of what you may see, are really pretty boring people. I know she jumps around with a lot of pretty girls in their bikinis, but that's 30 minutes of video, and they like doing that. And then me, sometimes I have some guests that are a little off the hook, and that's okay too. But for the most part, for the last 2 or 3 days, man, I have just stayed home. We haven't done it. We didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. We just stayed here. And that's kind of the beauty for me, of retirement. That everybody has to have a purpose. And my purpose is to do what I want, when I want, where I want, and how I want. And there's days where what I want to do is nothing. And that's just a tremendous luxury to me. And it's me being selfish. And it's like, no, I don't want to go out. No, I don't want to drive the bike. No, I don't want to go out in the heat. No, I don't want to go do anything. I just want to lay here. I just want to watch TV, or I just want to think. I write a lot. I keep notes, if you will, and I read. So there's days where I just want to do nothing. And then there's days like today where I just want to go. I just want to get up and go. I'm geared up. So's May. So you have it. Maybe they don't like it. Rocco. That would actually feel better, I guess. And if you do that, hydrate. Yeah. The Bluetooth, it's the processor, babe. I'm learning all this stuff. And this new phone's going to cure that. So I'm really excited about it. Much love back to you, Rose. What's the deal with taxes? I keep getting the same question. I pay my taxes, May pays hers. One and you're done. What does that mean? Johnson & Johnson's cousin works from page. Yeah, I heard that. Now they're talking about a yearly vaccine. Wow, won't that be a moneymaker? Don't come to Peru. I had no plans. Yeah, Peru's never been on my radar. I just never seemed like, ugh. Yes, no more. Yeah. Well, they recalled him because of the blood clot thing. See, it's always something. Jollibee and Chowking here in Seattle. All right. I wonder what the food's like at those places. In fact, when I go back to Vegas, if you're telling me that there's a Jollibee there, I'll go to Jollibee and check it out. That would be a real interesting comparison. I wonder if they're ever out of stock. You're a Vegas homeboy, right on. What's the deal with the work for an American kid? I keep getting this, Bradley. Cat in Vegas is in Seafood City. Now, I don't know about Seafood City. Have I been gone that long? I guess I have. Yeah, man. Vegas back in the day was cool. I went there in the 70s as a kid, and some fun times. Back when the mob ran the place, it was really cool. It was safer. It's much better. It was the 1990s that everything went corporate, and then it went downhill. Let's see, been waiting 9 years. We still love each other, even though we are 7,000 miles away. So you've been apart for 9 years? That's remarkable. I have a neighbor. Well, I might do an interview with him if he's up for it. But he met a woman online and met her and married her and brought her back to the States for 5 years, her and her daughter, and then came out here. And when I was talking to him, he said, I did everything wrong. We met the first girl, came out and met her, knew her for 2 weeks, took her back to the States, which everybody says don't do. And now that her and the kid are dual citizens, now he's living out here in my apartment complex, and they're happily ever after. And she's the sweetest lady, and he's the nicest guy, and they're doing great. But they went against all the rules or guidelines, I guess. The J&J vaccine clots blood, and 1 in a million is less than the general blood clot for general. It only takes effect to women, so you're safe. They will need to get the Pfizer. Madeira. I don't know when they're going to be available or how much they're going to cost. It'll be a profit center out here, that's for sure. No such thing as a freebie. Not for me, at least. Yeah, Peppermill. I know the Peppermill. That's like on the way out to Pahrump, right? Down, yeah. Oh, my dad. Thank you for asking, Tom. My dad's doing good from what I can tell. We don't chat very much because he can't hear. He's deaf. Even with hearing aids on, it's just like hand signals only. So, but he is doing better than most 60-year-olds, and he's 96 years old. He did fall. He did hurt his knee. He did need a pacemaker, but he's like the $6 million man. You know, he just keeps going. He's the Energizer Bunny. And I would credit that to attitude. My father laughs every day. And this little thing I picked up from him, find the bright side, I guess. And laughter is the best medicine. And it's actually a proven fact that if you laugh a lot, it increases blood flow and oxygen and attitude and endorphins and all kinds of stuff. So I don't hate to admit this. I'm kind of proud to admit this. Sometimes I sit at home and I just crack myself up. I like to start the day with comedy. You know what? This is a real weird piece of information, and it's old information. So I don't know if it still applies or not. And the best steakhouse in Vegas when I lived there was in the most unlikely casino. If I gave you a year, you wouldn't guess it. So I'm going to tell you, we don't have a year here. Circus Circus. The grungy, pink, gaudy, kid-friendly games has, in my heart and mind, the best steak and lobster in all of Vegas. You can go to your Morton's. You can go to all your other big name places. You can go to, I forget their names. But they had the best steak and the best lobster in Vegas back in the day when I lived there. The Chinese, well, that's true. I'm sure most vaccines aren't that. The flu vaccine I hear is only like 40 or 50% effective too. In dollars what? I forgot what we were talking about, bud. Good morning to you. Is that the first time I've seen you? Thank you for joining me. What place to see in Dumageddon would I recommend? It depends on what you would like to do. Again, like I said, we're really boring. We mostly just hang out in some coffee shops with friends. But there's waterfalls. There is Apple Island. May and I, last month, because they were 50% off, we went to a lot of resorts, dive resorts, hung out there. There's no really stellar restaurants to go to, but there's a lot of nature. One of our favorite things to do is just get on my gay-looking little scooter and buzz around up in the mountains and just look. We'll find a cool spot and we'll pull over and we'll just kind of sit on a rock or something and just look and just kind of talk. And that's what we do for fun. But what place to see? Dumageddon itself doesn't have a whole lot to see, but there's, like I said, there are surrounding areas that have got a lot of stuff going on. There's coffee houses that are way on top of hills. There's some natural hot springs. There's some waterfalls that you can actually drive to without hiking. Where else did we go? There's just a lot of viewpoint places that we go to. They're rough rides. The roads are brutal. Yes, it's going to have in a couple of months. I need to share. Greedy Kevin. Well, sure. Follow the money, babe. Brown out now, but call it. Batteries keep me online. Power's supposed to be back on to maybe not. See, I didn't know that they had the same issues there. No, my dad quit smoking. One day he coughed up blood and he threw his cigarettes away. That was his trigger. I've actually quit smoking twice. Oh, okay. If you can live without aircon, yeah. Here's the key, right? I don't know what that means. Hey, back at you. Yeah, I imagine most people are going to be happy to get out of wherever they're at. Believe it or not, man, I'm going to be happy to get out of here. Nothing wrong with here. We just want to go see some new places. Travel is good. It's healthy. Well, I appreciate that, John. I appreciate you watching. Sorry for the content. I take great pride in the fact that I put a little effort into my videos. The bigger the place, the harder to find. 4-bedroom and larger can run up to. Yeah, you're right. Man, I just want a 2-bedroom. We want that extra room for a number of reasons. One, we would like to have a spot to where we're not tripping over all of our stuff that we've got for the channel, which is not a lot of stuff, but we'd like to just, instead of having one thing sit here and one thing sit over there, a tripod here, a microphone there, we'd like to take one room and just sort of dedicate it to that. And then if anybody wants to spend the night, like her sister comes, sometimes be easier just to let her crash. We can move things around, set up a mattress. I can sleep on a mattress and they can sleep in the bed, that kind of thing. Hey, good morning, Michael. Here, my boy, Nico Greco, my boy. You dodged a bullet there in Robinson's. Yeah. The meaning of the girl. Do you know how many times that's happened? Do you know how many times that's happened to me where I'm going to meet somebody and they don't show up? The number would astound you. I have a friend right now that was supposed to meet. He's going through the exact same thing. He's kind of new. He's trying to date, and he's the exact same thing. He tells me, and I just kind of laugh. And he can't understand it, how people can be so rude and so this and so that. And what's the word? Inconsiderate. And I try to reassure him. I go, listen, man, I went through it too. And it's starting to really work your self-esteem over. It's just hang in there, buddy. You know, you probably meet somebody when you're not looking. That's my MO. Yes. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I'm really happy he's up and running too. I'm not, but I'm willing to. If the right place comes at the right, not so much the right price, but because they're all pretty much priced about right. But May and I would really prefer a house as opposed to an apartment. Yeah, I've looked there. May's working on it, but you know how it goes, Ed. Actually need to take a day and just dedicate it, or 2 days or 3, and just dedicate it to that. Just make the stupid phone calls, take the rides, get lost, not find the place, not like the place, the guy not show up, all the stuff that goes on with trying to do business in the Philippines. I don't know. I always had wiener dogs, so I'd be a wiener dog. Get it? Are you guys moving again? Well, no, but maybe. I pay $700 in Lima, Peru. Guess it's location, right? That's our problem, is that we're real picky about, like I could find a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, or 1-bath place that would fit our specs just perfectly, but it would probably be down the hill where it's hot and smoggy, and we don't want that. We like it up higher elevation. I don't even know what Big Cash is. Good morning, Michael. Nico, my boy. From Tim. All right, so let me blow through these. Me and May are going to bug out of here pretty soon. Hi, May from Orange County. Good morning, Tim. I pay $300 for a nice unfurnished. Yeah. With electricity and water included? No. No. They've never, to my knowledge, ever included the electricity. Water is of no consequence. It's like $3 or $4 for water. And unfurnished for $300, you could find. It would be a little older place, but not with the electricity included. Electricity out here is really expensive, which is why it might be cheaper there where you're at. Yeah. How you doing, man? Panama. I thought about Panama when I was first looking. Very rarely. There's one McDou's that's really good, and then there's other 2 that are just terrible. Yeah. That's kind of true anywhere in the world, right? From Panama, no, that's what you're saying. Oh, okay. Time to go to bed. Well, good night. Have a good sleep. What's up, Skipper? can't grow sideburns. Thanks for that, Global Greg. But I buy some from May. Yeah, that's the best thing, man, is the keto deal, intermittent fasting, all that. That's the best for you. I fasted a couple months ago. I fasted for a day, and I did it again, and I felt great. Fasting, I'm a fasting fan. I haven't done it in a while. It's one of those things where I got to get my mind set for it. But the keto is complicated out here because of the availability of some of the food. But I'm starting to stockpile it again. So I've got some cheeses, I've got some salami, I've got bacon. What I really want is some lean meat. I've got chicken, and of course May likes to cook pork. But all of this month I haven't had any sugar or pasta or bread or anything. So I'm kind of winding up towards that. I'm looking forward to it. In fact, I always feel really good. Good evening. Living your dream. I don't know about that, Sea Dog. Sometimes it looks better than it really is, but I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the key right there, boss. I have a friend, Woody, who eats one meal a day. He's older than me, and he looks like he's about 40. And he has this thing that he's been doing forever, for like 20 years, where he eats one meal a day. He's way ahead of the curve, right? But he has a crock pot, and he makes chicken and vegetables. He has the same meal every day. But I'm going to get his recipe. And I think I'm going to try that, chicken and vegetables. Because the thing with the bacon and the salami and all that is that it's just got so much, weird stuff in it, and cholesterol. Good morning in Missouri. Oh, yeah, those shootings, huh? God damn. What happens to people? What causes that? Is that right? 6 cases and 6 million, all women. You'd think they'd tweak it then and say, okay, we'll just give this vaccine to men and let the women get something else, if that's what's going on. But I don't even know. What are the long-term effects of the vaccine? Manny, thanks for coming on, buddy. Some days you like to panhandle on the internet. I don't know what that means. Not to rub it in, but in and out is too. Oh, stop it. That wasn't nice. Now, of all the bad comments I've ever gotten, that was the worst one from you, pal. Double. On Maryland Parkway. Good old Maryland Parkway. Seafood City. Maryland Parkway. I don't remember it. I'm going. It'll be next year. But I like that idea. That just came to me as we're sitting here shooting the crap, is that we all get together. Everyone in Vegas. I'll just say, hey, we're going to go to, maybe Jollibee would be the spot, right? And we'll just all hang out. It would be fun. Do you think, Paul, your YouTube channel helped you actually to get through COVID lockdown time? Can you say that replaced part of your system? Absolutely, positively. It couldn't have been more timely. And it was funny because I guess it's last year now, isn't it, that this all started? That's when the channel blew up. I mean, it's not a big channel compared to most, but it was at like 5,000 subscribers, and it went to 15,000 in like 6 weeks. And May and I were both doing channels back then, I think, and it was keeping us busy. It was fun. We had a lot of comments. It was frustrating, though, because the internet at that apartment was so crappy that the little thing would just spin, per comment. It would take 5 minutes, no lie, for me to reply to a comment. So my back would start hurting. I'd be hunched over trying to talk to people personally. Couldn't do it. Ended up just giving everybody a heart. And but yeah, that was a big thing for us. It was really timely. And not that the channel got it tripled in size, but it kept us occupied. It gave us something to do. And back then I had, I don't know, I was just having a lot of kind of cool thoughts, if you will, reflections that seemed to resonate with people. Not so much anymore. So I didn't do it, buddy. I just couldn't do it. It was just too weird. I would rather just start a different channel, and every now and then post a video on it and call it something totally different, and maybe just not even use my name. I don't know, just something to again entertain myself. Everything is good, buddy. Costa Rica, best. What city? My mom is 89 and deaf. Yeah. So impossible, if you can't hear you, what's the point? But one time, I got this Skype call from a guy that was about 50 and my dad. And it just came out of nowhere. And it was like, and he introduced himself. Hey, I'm a neighbor or a friend of your father's. He wanted to say hi. And my dad said hi. And so then I said, hey, May, come over and see my dad. So May was really excited. She's like, Mom, I want to meet your father. And so she came over and was waving and smiling. And my dad and the guy said, Paul, you leave and just leave May. We just want to look at May. Move over. We don't want to talk to you anymore. The P just posted a video on how great Filipinas are. Great video. She does a good job. I first went to Vegas in 1968. Loved it. Yeah. Oh, but that's just so, yeah. Vegas is dead in my mind. It's just gone. Corporate, the bean counters, like you say, so well put. 60s, 70s, just a great place to go. I don't know, just had a much more personal touch, much smaller, small town. And would have been a fun place to live back then. I don't know what that means, Mopar. M Resort. Yeah, the M Resort. You know what? I never went to the Strip. Food used to be dirt cheap, bro. That was one of the beautiful things. It was really easy for me to diet, talking about keto, in Vegas. Because you know what I did? I joined station casinos and would gamble there. We would gamble. Even if we married me, and the old lady would go out with $100 and lose it and call it a night. But the buffets would be like $3 with your player's card or something like that. A buffet, $5, call it $6, whatever. But I used to go and just load up on salad, which they had this massive salad bar. And then you could get a piece of roast beef, which is protein, and no dessert, drink water or black coffee. And I lost like 25 pounds eating at buffets. But it was just food choices, right? And it was cheaper to eat at the casino than it was to go out and buy the lettuce and the dressing and the meat and everything else and prepare it than it was to eat at home. So that's what I loved. That was the time. And by the time I left, that same friggin' buffet was $22.95. Always. Circus. I do not know. I'm not wrecking a recommendation. I'm not telling you to go there anymore because it was back in the day. It's been 10 or 15 years since I've eaten there. But my friend Wayne, who worked at Vegas, lived in Vegas since the 70s, turned me on to that. He said, if you want to have a great steak, you go to the Circus Steakhouse. And and Wayne knew his food. Thank you very much, Dr. Detroit. Yeah, she's getting a lot better. Without any help from me, that's for sure. I just cut her loose, and she's paying attention. And oh shit, it was a shootout. And I'm very proud of her. Tiredness, really. Treating us good, Lawrence. I'm going to bail out on you guys. Paul won't get to my comment until next week. Yeah, I am terrible at getting your comments. So anyway, kids, we are going to bail out of here. I am going to miss some comments. I just can't do like those 4-hour live casts like other people do. Anyway, I wanted to give you guys the little update on Mark's channel. We actually do have some place to be. And so Mark's back up and running. I appreciate everybody that joined in. Remember, please be nice to one another. That's all we've got these days, right? I'll see you next time.